Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. So I'm on with Friday's book haul. I managed to grab some more front pages out of one of the books. Didn't want to keep the book, but I grabbed them, and I have been using stacks and stacks of these in my latest couple of journals. So when I flip through them, you'll see how I've used them, but I've been finding them great to do all sorts of things. So I grabbed those ones because they're a perfect colour for my Outback journal. Now, in the recycle bin there was this. It's a massive pad of black paper. So I couldn't let that go to the bin. That'll be handy. I've done a goth themed signature before and used a fair bit of black paper in that. So I'll keep that for something similar. Now I did grab a pile of books here, older ones, mainly for covers, but there are a few interesting ones. So there's this Cooper's Creek. And it's got this map. It's a really nice colour. Even the pages are nice cream, and it does have some vintage photos in it as well. So I think I'll be using a lot of the pages in this, and yeah, a lot of those photos. That one's really nice. So I'll see if I can see how old this one is. 1963 it is. Love the colour of those lime green pages though, they're quite nice. And then this, I love the cover on this. It looks like a couple of kangaroos, I think. But what I like the most is the embossing. Just had the cord, the hanger of my camera was flopping around everywhere. I thought I'd better move that. But yeah, you can see the embossing, it's absolutely beautiful. And it's in such good nick, so, and it's the same on the back, it's got emus, so that'd be really cool for an Australian themed journal cover. And the colour of the pages and the paper is really cool in this. It's got textured paper at the start there. Nice and thick. And some old pictures. Looks like it's all on this thick textured paper, and it's a cream colour as well. So that's going to be really good fun to use for pockets and stuff. Then Don't Say a Word. I've just loved the size of the cover for this one. I reckon I'll be able to do my A4 folded. I might just have to cut it a bit shorter. So I'll be gutting that and just using the cover. This is the National Trust. See how old it is. Look at that picture, that's gorgeous. It says 1945 in the preface. But it's got heaps and heaps of pictures of old vintage buildings and that. And I have seen, I think it's Shabby Dabby Doodah do embellishments. She loves old houses and likes doing embellishments with them for her journals. So I'll probably be doing a bit of that in the future. So lots of nice old pictures in that one. And then this one for the cover as well. Beautiful and wide. Depends if it's glued in or not, because that's a nice width that if I can gut it successfully pretty clean, then I'll keep it that width, I reckon. It's just about the size I like. But look at those inside pages with the roses. Really, really nice. Might have to try and keep them and make it a rose journal. The pages are nice and cream as well and in good condition to use for pockets. Okay, I'll grab this next pile. It's a Bible. Pretty good nick. I think it was the 40s. It's got one of those little stickers which I love ripping out and keeping as embellishments. It's 1955 this one, and I really like the illustrations in it. It's got a lot of really cool illustrations. And the pages are nice and thin. Another one for the cover. What does it say? Studs Terkel talking to myself. Yeah, I do a bit of that. Like the front and back pages are like that, so they'll be cool to put in somewhere. And they're blank on the other side, so they'll make good filler pages for a journal. Hardy Ames Still Here. So another one where I just really love the cover. And that's quite interesting pattern too on the first page there. I think this one had some sort of fashion photos. Yeah, so they're pretty cool for a fashion journal. Looks like, yeah, it's the Queen. Geez, she was young there. So that one will be interesting to go through and check out all the pictures. Gold of the Pharaohs. Most of these are a bit too glossy and modern for my liking, but there are, or modern pictures I should say. I'm sure the artifacts aren't modern. There are a few though that I would use in a sort of Pharaoh themed journal. Even something like that is gorgeous. You could fussy cut that quite nicely. I'm trying to find the ones that those like the hieroglyphics and that. I think that'd be cool. That'd be a nice little tuck spot in a journal. And there's this 200 projects to get you into fashion design. I'm not sure how old these are. They don't look real old. 2009 this one is. Yeah, there's some cool pictures in this and a lot of fashion themes. Some of them are interesting, aren't they? Oops, that was my dog. She's hiding under my feet, right next to the tripod leg, because there was a fly in here before. I did get it, but don't think she's clicked to the fact that I did get it. And there was this one, Dressed to Kill, 100 Years of Fashion. I've been collecting a few bits about fashion and that for a future journal. I do have an idea of what I can do with some of these pages too. Look at that, the colours. There's 101 essential tips for bonsai. I love bonsai, so I grabbed this just to have a look at it. Might use some of the pictures. Looks like a decent little book though to keep in my bookcase. And a little oak tree that started growing out in my front garden, which I didn't want to leave there, that's for sure. So I ended up digging that up the other day and sticking it in a pot and cutting the roots back and the tips back, and I reckon I might try and bonsai that. Got this Nostradamus, the Millennium and Beyond. Looks pretty new, this one. Oh, 1993. Jeez, it's in very good condition. Had a few interesting illustrations in it. I reckon it'd be quite interesting to read as well. So I'll go through that and grab out the bits I like. It's mainly the star sign sort of stuff and this sort of thing that I really love. So that'll be nice to use. That's really cool too. Secret to Success with Proteas. I have a few Proteas, I quite like them, so I'll have a read of this, but I quite like the little plates that they've got there as well with the flowers. Secrets of a Fashion Therapist. They must have been clearing out the art section or the fashion section. Beautiful page I can use. And they're nice map pages in this one with your illustrations. I think those illustrations will be really neat in a fashion journal too. Orchid Lovers. So I think I've already got one of these, but it's got all these bits in it as well that might be handy to put in a gardening journal. Another bit falling out everywhere. I know that there's some colour plates. I really like some of the colours, so I'll use those. And even some of the black and whites are quite pretty. And some more ephemera. I think that's been stapled in by the looks. There was this Ita Buttrose Every Occasion, the Guide to Modern Etiquette. I should say it right. This is 85, and again in really good condition. Might be some interesting pictures. Yeah, it's got a few fashion ones. So I'll check that out, see what good parts are in it. That'd be quite nice, that wedding dress illustration. And one of my colleagues found this. It was a bit ripped and chewed up down the bottom, so she thought it shouldn't have been out on sale, so she gave it to me. So I'll keep this for next Christmas. There's some beautiful red pages at the back which I'll be able to use. It is glossy, but oh, I know what I loved in this one. It has gnomes. I suppose they're meant to be elves, but I'll just put them in a gnome book and call them gnomes. Same sort of thing. But yeah, they're really cool. Some cool pictures in that, so. This book is Great Songs of the 60s. I'll have to check this one out before I rip it up. They'll be beautiful to tea dye. They're a nice size too, I reckon. A lot of the books you get are quite big, aren't they? So this is a bit smaller, so they'll be really nice folded. But it has like Leaving on a Jet Plane. Those of us that are quite ancient would know that song. If I Were a Carpenter, that one's probably a bit newer. I Want to Hold Your Hand. Any Beatles fans out there would know that. So yes, I might have to check that one out before I rip it up at all. Can't go past a good atlas. I've got this Macquarie Illustrated World Atlas, which is very big. Beautiful yellow page at the start for me. Let's see how old this one is. It looks like reprinted 91. So lots of maps. A bit glossy, but really cool maps. A few pictures in between as well that I can look at. There's a lot in that one. To go with my pile of other atlases that I haven't used yet. Although I do have a good idea, which you'll see in future videos next year, of what I want to do with a lot of them. And another atlas. I love the cover on this one too. Oh, this one's, I don't know if it's German. Oh yeah, it is printed in Germany. 1962, so a bit older and matte, which is really cool. And German. So I might even use the index in that, because it is like the different language. That'll probably look pretty cool on some journals. Some pictures at the back. But yeah, they're beautiful matte maps. It's a bit of a tongue twister. And that's quite interesting too, isn't it? Different plants. I'd make really cool little journaling cards. So I'll have to do something with a lot of that. Yeah, I've done that. Okay, and then the next pile are the ones that I bought myself because I have no control. I was looking in the, I always look in the garden section, especially, and the animal section. And there was this Reader's Digest Illustrated Book of Dogs, and I'm a sucker for the animals. There's 10,000 cat ones there too, but I've got a few cat ones, so. And I knew I was looking for black Labradors for the journal I'm doing at the moment, and I opened this up and had a look at the pictures, and I just had to get it because they're gorgeous pictures. And so I checked whether there were any Labrador ones. I knew there'd be a Labrador one, but whether there'd be a black one I wasn't sure. But see if I can hunt it down. I might have to look in the index. Labradors. 212 I think it was. It's 219. That's not a Labrador. Hang on. Labrador might have been the 198. I know I found one in here, and I was really, there we go. Look at that for a picture. It's got both, so that'll definitely go into this gentleman's journal, and he will absolutely adore that picture. So I was rapt to find that. So yeah, it's got heaps of cool pictures. And then, Chrissy will like this one. Look how big it is. And it's all on penguins. Now, I like penguins, but they're not like my favourite thing. But I know a lot of people like penguins, so I just had to grab this. The price was good too. It was $2. So I thought for all these cool pictures. And then it's got, looks like it's got little facts on them as well. But look at that. Isn't that cool? So I don't need any more books on penguins, I don't think. Nice big heavy book, that one. And then there was this Chinese astrology handbook. Bit of a sucker for the illustrations in this sort of thing. Yeah, this has some really neat little, the size of them's really cool, and they're just neat little illustrations. Pig characteristics. The dog. The pictures, you know, they're a real nice vintage style. And just such a great size as well. So you could almost do a journal that's based on the Chinese astrology and then use these pictures in vintage themed journals and that. So I can get a lot out of this one. Even those little ones would be really cool to cut out. Try and get it close enough. The dog there. And then the last one that I bought myself was this Christmas Fair. This was $2 as well, and I like looking for the, you know, vintage style Christmas ones. So these will be put away for next Christmas. I'm over this Christmas already. So, but look at those illustrations. Beautiful. Nice little journaling cards or pockets that I can make. So I had to get that one. It's a beautiful picture, that one. So yeah, that's going to be great to use next year. Alright, so that's it for me today. Hope everyone is well and crafting away, and have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you all again soon. Bye!